Trust me, I get it. You had your successful wash day, you used the best products, you tied your hair down, you went to sleep, and you're just praying that it turns out right in the morning. I get it. Or did you plan properly? That's the real tea. Did you plan properly? Let's get into it. Welcome to my channel. My name is Kayla, and if you are a lover of natural hair, fashion, beauty, and lifestyle, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button for more videos to come, and follow me on Instagram at theokaekaela. So in today's video, we are going to be tackling hair scheduling or creating a hair regimen. And this is one of my #1 tips that I tell people when it comes to just having a set routine and growing out your hair. You have to have a routine, you have to have a plan. It's all about preparation. And honestly, I just feel like if you master this, you're gonna love your natural hair, because to know it is to love it. And so this is part of my Natural Hair Made Easy series, and I do want to make a disclaimer. This is going to be an open discussion video, so please feel free to leave any comments in the comment section down below. Let's converse about this, you know, leave any extra tips for our lovely ladies, just to kind of add on to their notes as we go through this video. All right, so I have my own little notes here in my phone so I can stay on track, but basically let's just tackle what is hair scheduling and what is a hair regimen. A hair regimen and hair scheduling is just simply having a set routine. And I always tell people to keep a focus on your hair from a month to weekly basis. So what I like to do is just look at it from a calendar perspective and think about, you know, the type of styles that I would want to try, products that I may want to try that month, just to make it a lot easier, because I know sometimes you can really just get in your head about natural hair. And that's just one thing about, you know, being natural. It definitely is a trial and error type of phase or experience, and once you get the hang of it, it honestly isn't too bad. I just hear a lot of negative stigmas behind natural hair when it comes to I don't have enough time, you know, these products don't work for my hair, I don't like twist outs, so I just don't want to, you know, wear my hair natural at all, my braid outs always fail, my hair never dries in time, like you name it, the list honestly goes on. So, you know, there's a lot of factors that you want to keep in mind when it comes to scheduling out your hair. So let's discuss the 4 factors that you want to keep in mind when it comes to scheduling your hair or creating your hair regimen. So the first one is time. This is like the biggest key thing when it comes to doing any hairstyle, especially if it's not necessarily a protective style. This is also one of those things where you kind of want to know your hair's length, density, and how long it takes for your hair to dry, because that's going to be a huge factor. Like, I'll just give you a plain example. If you decide you want to do a braid out, and you know you have class the next day, you have a special occasion to go to, and you know you're using new products also, that's another factor. But you know, you're using new products and you're just sitting there like, okay, should I go ahead and do wash day now at 9:30 in the morning, put my braids in by 11 and have them drying all Sunday, so that way when it comes to Monday morning my hair is 100% dry? Do I have enough time today to make sure that I can execute that? That's a factor you want to keep in mind. So time is the biggest stickler when it comes to natural hair. Just knowing certain styles and its time length. That's the right word I'm looking for. Like, what's the time frame behind that certain hairstyle? For me, when it comes to braid outs or twist outs, that's a 2-day process. 2-day process as in it's wash day, styling it, and then the next day I get to take it down. So boom, that's 2 days right there. If I know I have enough time to execute it, I'll do it. If I feel like I don't have enough time, you know, I'll go towards styles like a slick back ponytail or a slick back bun, because in that same styling day I can get that done on that same day. So boom, I'm done with that. It didn't take too much time. You know, just things like that when it comes to factoring in the time when it comes to your hair. The next factor to always keep in mind is special occasions. This is probably one of the biggest ones too. That's why I put this in the top 3. Mainly because if you have a birthday party coming up, or it is your birthday and you know you want to straighten your hair, do wand curls, you have to factor that in when it comes to putting it on that calendar schedule. Also, if you know you have school pictures or a photo shoot and they ask you to do a specific hairstyle, or you just want to do a specific hairstyle, that's something that you have to plan for or prep for as well on your hair calendar or schedule. If you know that you want to go on a full-blown protective style for a whole month, like getting braids, that's something you need to plan for as well on your hair calendar. Next is the weather. This is top 3, so the third one. And the weather is always a huge factor for me, because when it comes to braid outs or twist outs, if the weather is just poo, like it's thunderstorming, it's going to be raining all day, the humidity is just through the wall, you can go ahead and kiss that week old or week proof braid out or twist out goodbye, because I promise you, once the humidity gets to it, it's done. It doesn't even matter if you did tie it down at night. I mean, once the frizz kind of gets to it and it just looks like, you know, to me there's 2 different types of frizzes. There's like, girl, your hair is cute frizz, and girl, you need to redo your hair frizz. And if it's on girl, you need to redo your hair frizz, it's time to kiss that braid out or twist out goodbye. So if the weather permits, that is a huge factor, okay? So always just look at the weather before you even like schedule out what hairstyle you're doing that week. That's something I always do just to save myself the tears, okay? And then the next factor is the risk factor. And what I mean by risk factor is basically looking at it from a standpoint of, do you know this hairstyle is going to work with these set of products? That's a huge thing. For me, whenever I do braid outs, I know my braid out technique. You know, I pretty much feel like I have it down packed to know that if I use a cream of nature leave-in conditioner with an Eco Styler gel, I almost know every single time it's going to come out perfectly fine. So for me, the risk factor on that is very low. If I'm trying these new products that I just found at the beauty supply store, I'm like, hey, these smell really good, I want to give these a try, and I've never tried them before, and I decide I want to do a braid out with it, there's a 50-50 chance it's either going to come out cute or it's going to be like, girl, you need to put your hair in a bun, you know? Like, that's another factor. So when I say risk factor, I'm really talking about the product combos when it comes to your hairstyles. Normally, if you're going to do like a bun, you really should be fine. The only thing that'll probably like be, you know, iffy about is maybe your hair just dried out. But it's in a bun, so you know, I mean, you really can't just go wrong with a bun. But you know, risk factor, product combo, think of that. All right, so now let's get organized and look at it from a calendar perspective. So from a month to weekly perspective. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and put a little template that I created on Canva, which is 100% free. You know, I had to put my little color mix and aesthetic in it. So I'm going to put this on the screen for you guys just to give a visual representation of what I'm basically explaining. And so Sunday for me is usually always my wash day. So in this case, I decided, you know, I'm going to do a braid out. And normally my braid outs can last anywhere between 5 and 7 days, give or take, depending on what type of product combo I use. And again, that's going back to the risk factor that I was mentioning. So, you know, the first day, shampoo style. And again, for me, you always want to make sure that you are keeping in mind the time, okay? So on this Sunday, for me, I'll usually try to do my hair around 3 or 5 p.m. okay? And if I want to do a braid out, I'll always make sure it's probably 3 p.m. or even earlier, because, you know, I'm gonna have to send it to the dryer, a hair dryer, because my hair is pretty thick and long and it takes a long time to dry. So that's a factor you always have to keep in mind, like I said. And then, you know, Monday is the first day that you get to take your braid out down, so that would be braid out day 1. Then Tuesday, braid out day 2. Wednesday, braid out day 3. Now right around day 4 and day 5, this is where the weather may start kicking in, and that's something you always want to keep in mind. And if the weather kicks in and then you feel like, okay, you know, maybe my hair is frizzing up a little bit, or it may not last all the way to that 5th or 6th day, I'll go ahead and put it in a bun or a ponytail. And a bun and ponytail is like my safety hairstyle, because I feel like you just can't fail with it. You can, you know, spice it up if you want to by adding a headband or some hair charms, but just always making sure that, you know, right around that 4th or 5th day, if it tends to look like a little raggedy, you want to go ahead and do something to it. Now that's if you're lazy, and I do consider myself like a lazy natural, so that's why I always say, again, that is my safety net. But if you don't want to put your hair in a bun or ponytail, you want to completely redo the hairstyle, that's when I usually suggest redoing your hair within that 3rd to 4th day frame. And for me, I always look at it as, you know, I gave myself a good ample amount of time of not manipulating my hair too much, and that's something I always keep in mind when it comes to keeping my hair pretty healthy. I like to do very low manipulation styles. I always feel that if you do your hair too much, like every single day, you're just causing unnecessary friction, you know, breakage, you name it. Just spreading out your hairstyles and what you do to it and looking at it from a calendar to weekly perspective just makes everything a lot easier on you, because now you know that you've planned and prepped for whatever hairstyle you're going to do, and you've also, you know, kept friction and breakage and anything that may be harmful to your hair on a low scale. Now, switching out the calendar, on this week I decided to do a twist out. Pretty much the same thing. When it gets around that 3rd or 4th day, I always kind of keep in mind, is my hair frizzy? Does it look like it's going to be able to last to the 7th day, which would be Saturday, you know, and then I'll decide if I want to put it in my safety net, bun or ponytail. Then switching that calendar out, if I decide I want to do a protective style that week, such as a low bun or 2 space buns like I have right now, that usually lasts me pretty much from wash day all the way to day 7, because all I simply have to do is just tie my hair down at night or sleep on a satin pillowcase and I'm good to go. You know, really just touching up your edges every day, doing your little swoops and whoops, you know. But that's pretty much it. So that's one of my favorite hairstyles to do whenever I choose to do a bun or ponytail during that week. Buns or ponytails are pretty much like the same thing for me. I feel like it lasts all 7 days. Whenever I choose to do those hairstyles, I always look at it as, okay, this week, if I know I have finals or I know it's just an extremely hectic, busy week, I am going to do this hairstyle because I just don't simply have the time to do anything else. Okay, so that's, you know, again, going back to those 4 factors to keep in mind when it comes to planning out your weekly hair schedule or regimen. For me, and like, you know, I always wash my hair on Sunday, but if I do feel like it's getting raggedy by that 3rd or 4th day, sometimes I will redo that bun again because I know it's just going to still be a hectic or busy week. So boom, that's simply all I do. Like I said, you guys can make your weekly template a visual representation to keep yourself clear and out of your head when it comes to doing your hair on Canva, 100% free. Now, one thing I wanted to add in when it comes to TLC to your hair, such as your protein treatments, your deep conditioning treatments, your hot oil treatments, anything, even keratin treatments. When it comes to that, I always like to implement that on wash days as well. And sometimes if I just feel like, you know, I'm not going anywhere on that Saturday and I have a free Saturday to do whatever, I will pamper myself, and sometimes I'll even push my wash day to Saturday, you know, and just have that whole Sunday through Friday and just do it like that. But you know, I wanted to make this video because I know this is probably one of the hardest things girls think about when it comes to doing their hairstyles, you know. And if you're getting braids for that month, or you know, 2 or 3 weeks, you don't even have to think about that. You just know that you need to do your little hair prep before you get your protective style. But other than that, think of it in small doses. That's gonna just make it so much easier and make you feel less overwhelmed about being natural. Because I know for me in the beginning, I was just so like eager to do every single hairstyle that it was just like, dang, I can't do these every 2 days because I just don't have the time, you know. And like I said, I'm a lazy natural, so for me, this is like the perfect thing ever because I don't even like to do my hair every day, truthfully. Like, I'll just make sure I tie it down so well at night that I don't even have to touch my edges the next morning. That's how lazy I am when it comes to doing my hair. And if I have my hair straightened, I know that I don't really have to do much other than wrap it. And, you know, that for me will last a good 2 weeks. So, again, prepping and planning. But other than that, let me know if this video made it a lot helpful and just, you know, clear vision when it comes to hair scheduling or creating your hair regimen. And like I said, this is an open discussion, so feel free to add in your tips and tricks in the comment section down below. But make sure you guys continue to watch more videos in my Natural Hair Made Easy series. Hit that subscribe button for more videos to come, and follow me on Instagram. And I'll talk to you guys later in the next video. Bye.